Well, welcome back, my friends, all to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Outdoors. Now, this is a first for the channel. This is the first Architect knives I've had on the channel. I reached out to JR. You don't know who JR is, you hadn't watched the channel much. JR is one of those guys who keeps this channel afloat. If I need a knife or if I need something to review, he's ready and willing and able, and he has sent some of the best knives I've ever reviewed. I reached out to him about Architect. I'd been hearing some. I saw a couple on Peterbilt Knife Guys. Shout out to him. Shout out to Kev. And I really wanted to check him out. So I asked JR, you ever heard of him? About an hour's worth of messaging and he'd bought two. I didn't mean for that to happen. I'm excited it did. This is where we're at. This one and the 6.5 is going to Donnie B all day for review. He and I are going to start tag teaming some of these knives and setting the world literally on fire. Why? Well, because we're two of the best at it. I mean, let's just be honest. Can we be honest? Can old Scab be honest with you for a minute? I mean, if I had a superpower, it would be reviewing knives and being humble. Those two things in that order. Listen, this is the Architect Knives 5.5. It is in CPM 3V. It's right under 3/16 inches. Blade stock. The overall length is 10 3/4. The blade length is 5.5 inches. The cutting edge is 5 3/8 inches. The blade width is right at 1.5 inches. Pretty wide blade. Handle length is 4 3/4, but here's the thing that I love about this handle. The inner grip is 4 1/4. The handle thickness is 11/16. Now, if you're new here, the handle matters to me more than any of it. You can have a knife made from gold, you can have one from obsidian or unobtainium. It can be the greatest looking knife in the world. If you can't hold it, you can't use it. It ain't worth a shit. The weight on this knife is right at 9.7 ounces. Now here's the deal. Architect has a very, very unique way of doing it. JR said you go to the website, you pick your blade steel, you pick the length, you pick your handle material, you pick your handle colors. Basically, you build a custom knife. They send it to you, you slap the handle scales on, and there you have it. Now, like I said, this one in the 6.5 is going to Donnie B all day. I am very curious to see his thoughts on it. This knife is so good it made Kirk mad. I'm not even playing. I looked up and he was just staring at the knife. He goes, you know, that's really my perfect knife right there. Well, you ain't got to get mad about it. He said, it's ridiculous that a knife could be that good. You just have to know Kirk. Y'all have seen him on the channel. But the thing is this, the weight, the balance, everything, it came razor sharp, son. Now, here's the deal. I've already packaged it up. It's on its way to DBAD. I need to pause the video and go back and see what it said on the sheath. I believe it's a 25-degree per side angle on the bevel. They did it with an 800 grit. Here's the thing. I usually keep about a 20-degree edge. 20 per side, right? That's what I like. Man, for 25, this is super sharp. Now, we did a little bit of everything. I don't typically, in real life, I don't baton a lot, but for knife reviews and things like that, demonstrations, whatever the hell you call them, I think it is important. I don't go overboard. We used to, but after doing some research, after talking to William Collins, I feel like the size of stuff we baton's probably as big as we should go, right? We want to put a little pressure on the edge without going overboard. And I think this is a great way to do it. We use some oak, we use some hackenberry, we use some camphor, we use a little bit of everything. Now, I reviewed this knife right after I did that 5.6 pound behemoth, the Apollo. Why is that important? I was wore out. I'm not gonna lie. It took about 45 minutes to shoot that video. I was tapped. It's important for this video because, and I'm glad I did that, because this is simply the knife working. This is the knife getting it done. Let me tell you 3 things about the knife. Insanely comfortable in hand. It fit me like a glove. And one of the reasons I'm going to start sending things to Donnie, and I've sent things to Stein's Verse Knives, check him out, Joe JS Bladecraft, Kev, Peterbilt Knife Guy, and on and on and on. One of the reasons, guys, that I like sending knives out for review and getting other opinions is this. I can only tell you about the knife in my hand. That's it. That's it. I don't get into the company's politics. I don't get into what they're doing. I don't know the owner's dog's name, and I don't give a shit. Does the knife work? Now, from my understanding, and it is limited, Architect uses 2 different OEMs for the blades, Tops and White River. I believe the OEM on these 2 knives is Tops. And I'm going to be honest with you. When you hold this knife, you don't think Tops. You really don't. And I'm a Tops fan. I want you to understand that. I own 10 or 12 of them. Done several reviews for them like Leo. We've had him on the channel. But this isn't a Tops vibe. This is a unique vibe. It came razor sharp. Super sharp. I can't stress that enough. The edge retention was also good. Now, it's hard to tell on one video. I get that. But man, we cut up so many different materials. Watch this right here. Let me be quiet and let's just watch. I love this particular demonstration. I don't know why. It doesn't really mimic skinning or caping, but it gives us a good look at that tip if you had to do some skinning or caping. It is a drop point. Again, very comfortable in hand, came razor sharp, and I'll tell you the truth. I'll just be honest with you. I'm not a fit and finish guy. I'm really not. I'm a function guy. But the fit and finish on this bitch was spectacular. I'd say a solid 10 out of 10. Now, I'm sending the 6.5 to Donnie fresh. Trying something a little different. I'm going to let him do a fresh edge. I'll do a fresh edge. That way, you get 2 real-life experienced people out of the box. The thing is this. Could you use this knife long-term? I used it after that huge knife, and I love that big knife. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that negatively, but it took a toll, it took an impact. So after 45 minutes to an hour of swinging a 5-pound knife, this thing was like a dream. I could use it all day long. Insanely comfortable in hand. It's got a 4 1/4 inner grip. That's where your knuckles rest on the knife in a regular hammer grip. So there's ample space there. If I need to move it, manipulate it, it's micarta handle skills. And of course, that's personal preference. Right here, we're just doing some light chopping. Now, if I hadn't showed you, I'm going to show you how I'm holding it. Kirk was asking me how it felt in hand with the chopping. I was able to drop 2 fingers off and still maintain control. Now, if I wanted to add a lanyard or something like that, I guess I could. But the truth is, it held really good in hand. That's a hard piece of wood right there. And it'll go up. The one thing about that wood right there, son, I'll shave it down and get it ready for this fall. There it is. See how I dropped the 2? Never worried about it slipping out of my hand, not one time. And you see the Kydex sheath there on my hip. You see I've lost a lot of weight, looking good. You know, wearing my short pants out there, los pantalones with my Vlad Tempesh. Now, this is a BF Goodwrench steel belted tire. I left the entire series in because people say, why didn't you tip test it? You don't think that ain't a tip test right there? Going straight into a steel belted, and then we punctured through it. Here's the thing about that tire. I have a particular Tonto style knife. I'm not going to name it, but I have a Tonto style knife that would not penetrate that tire. It bounced every time. So I was very impressed with Architect. Would I carry this knife? Son, does a bear shit in the woods? It's damn near flawless. I'm just being honest with you. I know that I haven't really drove that point home in this video, but it's easy to work with. It's light, it's well balanced, and at the end of the day, I don't have a scale. I don't rate them 1 to 10. It's would I carry it? Oh my God, yes. Yes, it is on it's on my list to get. Now, I'm really intrigued by that 6.5. Make sure you check out Donnie JR, brother. Thank you. I mean, that's all I can say, and it just doesn't seem like enough. But thank you so much for not only helping me, but everybody in this community. I appreciate you, brother. Guys, there was a time in this country where 22 vets a day took their own lives. Now, stats are everywhere. We talk about it every day, every single day. That's why on this channel, we focus on the number 0. Anything over 0 is simply unacceptable. Vets, we love you. Man, you have a place here. That's all that means. Guys, I back the blue. It's a point of contention for some, but not for me. I have my reasons. And finally, if you're an addict, never quit quitting. Well, I'm Scab. You're not. The Architect 5.5. Badass, son.